Alrighty then. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you've had a good day today and starting off a good week thus far. Hope all is well with everybody. And give people a few minutes to get in here and before we get started. Um, let's see. Alright, let's see. La dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da, la dee dee da dee da. When you're homeless, la dee dee da dee da. Come on, right now, if you wanna. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, no. Radiation underground and the skies in perfect line. Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, no. Radiation underground and the I want you to want me. I want you. Oh, I want you to want me too. Just like I want you. I want you. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Bop, bop, bop. Chicky jong, wom, wom. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Gotta reply it back pretty quickly. In a minute. Oh, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Anyway, meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife. Do 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 do. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time. from the town of Bedrock. There's a place right out of history. With the family down the street, Rudolph, courtesy of Frizzled Heap. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba doo time, a dabba doo time. We'll have a gay old time. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are ya? Over here, all the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without ya. Scooby, Scooby Doo. Hey Scooby, where are you? I'm over here. See. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose his shield must yield. In the red and the white and the blue it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheels as Iron Man. All jets aflame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk. Ain't he just gallantly threatened the town with the powerful, you know? Ain't so monster who isn't lovable, the ever-loving Hulk. Hulk, Hulk. Cross the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the blue means heaven's roar. And behold, incredulous wonder, the god of thunder, mighty Thor. Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere, he can breathe under water and go flying through the air. Noble submariner, prince of the deep, so beware deadly demons. Lord Namor of Atlantis is the prince of the deep. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, can't you see? Just like flies, look out, there goes Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen up, he's got radioactive blood. From a wing overhead, take a look overhead. Hey there goes Spider-Man. In the still of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome he is yours. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang up. Whenever there's a hang up, you'll find a Spider-Man. All right. Well, anyways, we're at the 9-minute mark here, so I guess we can go ahead and start getting going here. So tonight, of course, I got 6 stories for you, 6 articles, and then of course a bit of a WWE roundup from the follow up to what happened on last night's Raw. Let's see. So with that, let's see. So we have 6 articles we're going to go over. 3 anime related, 3 comics related, 3 anime related articles on Bounding into Cons, and 3 comic related articles are on CBR. Among the stories we're going to talk about, including a couple stories revolving some Netflix shows that are coming. Netflix's remake of Bastard, and some news on their live action adaptation of One Piece as well. Also, Studio Pero is apparently getting into the streaming service now via YouTube. So we'll be looking at that. Also, Titan Comics has a new comic coming out they want to tell us about. Also, there's another comic called Marine Men coming out from uh, Preserved Ocean Planet or something to that effect. Um, there's that, and then also Grant Morrison has some commentary he'd like to share with us. And also, as I said, we got a bit of a wrap up in regards to WE plus, of course, our normal this day in each history. With all that being said, we are now coming up on 11 minutes here. Why don't we go ahead and get started, and hopefully more people will show up to say hi. Okay, so here we go. Let's get going here. First article we're going to hit upon tonight here going to be this one. Netflix's Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy anime adaptation drops official release date, new key visual. Article by Nerdigans Incorporated, published yesterday, the 6th. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Almost 4 months after its initial announcement, the highly anticipated Netflix anime adaptation of Kazushi Hagiwara's famous heavy metal fantasy manga, Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, has finally received an official release date. Netflix announced the series' official release date. Um, Official release date on June 1st, which of course was almost a week ago, last Wednesday. Tweeting from their official Netflix Japan anime account via Google Translate, quote, exclusive worldwide distribution starts on June 30th, the last day of this month, which will be a Thursday. It'll be 3 weeks from this Thursday, in fact. All right, so actually, there's a Twitter picture there. Set to be produced by Leiden Films, the animation studio behind such productions as the 2016 Berserk series and Tokyo Revengers, Bastard is scheduled to receive a total of 24 episodes, with the first half of the series, episodes 1 through 13, that's a little over half technically, but anyways, debuting worldwide on June 30th, with the second half, episodes 14 through 24, following later this year. Alongside the announcement, Netflix also shared a new key visual featuring Schneider, Tia, fellow Divine Kings Arshes, Arshesne, Guerra, Abigail, and Kalsu, as well as Sheila Toll, or Sheila Toll Meta Rikana, the second princess of the Medarikana kingdom. Further, the streaming giant provided a synopsis of the series' first episode, in smaller quotes, appearance. As per Japanese entertainment news outlet Comic Natalie, quote, the story is set in the chaotic world dominated by magic and swords 400 years after the collapse of modern civilization, unquote. Quote, in order to save the kingdom of Medarikana, which was attacked by the Dark Rebel Corps led by the four heavenly kings. The daughter of the great priest, Tia no Yoko, Tia no Te Yoko, is forced to revive the great wizard Dark Schneider, who once planned to rule the world, unquote synopsis adds. And I think this is what Dark Schneider looks like here. Bastard. Hmm. Anyways. Comic Natalie also revealed that the series ending theme would be the single Blessless as provided by the artist TL. Commenting on the announcement, TL explained via DeepL, quote, I wrote this song with the message that in order to not let anyone else determine my value, I need to speak up for myself and say, I am who I am, unquote. I am who I am, and that's all that I am. As Popeye would put it. Quote, the title Blessless, in quotes there, is a word that I came up with in the process of finding the overlap between the work and myself and writing the song. And in the song, I put all the pain I have experienced, unquote, she said. Quote, I have put my experiences and pain into the song. I would be happy if you could listen to it as a song that inspires you, no matter how inferior or less fortunate you may be, unquote. All right. That sounds almost a little bit like a maybe it was something lost in translation there, but it almost sounds like a backhanded compliment. Previously, Netflix revealed that the series' principal voice cast will include, and this is of course the Japanese voice cast, Kisho Taniyama, played Kitan in Tenga Topa Gurren Lagann, as series lead Dark Schneider, an awesomely powerful wizard who was once sealed away but now returns to conquer both the world and its women. Yes, he's been described as a bit of a Lothario. Let's see. Tomori Kusunoki, who portrayed Setsuna Yuki in Love Live, Love Live Niji Gatsuki High School Idol Club, as Dark Schneider's love interest and the one who awakens him from his slumber, Tia Noto Yoko. Hiroki Yatsumoto, um, who portrayed Guile in the Street Fighter series in Japan, as Ninja Master Guerra, a former general of Dark Schneider who seeks to kill his former master. Wow, this guy kind of bears a bit of a resemblance to Guts from, Berserk. I don't think he's quite as well. Probably actually he may be even a little more stocky and guts. But and Yoko Hikasa as Kyoko, who portrayed Kyoko Kirigiri in the Danganronpa series, as Arshis Ne, the adopted daughter and former lover of Dark Schneider. Wow, messing around with an well, this is not blood related, so I guess it's not bad. Debuting amongst the pages of Weekly Shonen Jump in 1988, Bastard sees Dark Schneider reawakened after years of imprisonment, summoned into the body of a 14-year-old boy by the priest of the kingdom of Metallicana, in the hopes of having him fight back against the impending invasion from the conquerors known as the Four Lords of Havoc. In a bizarre twist, uh, though, the series begins as a dark fantasy story akin to Berserk. It has slowly evolved over time. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I just made the comment that one of the characters actually looked like Guts from Berserk, too. I just made that comparison as well. Over time into something more theosophical and philosophical in its themes, and later chapters focusing on Dark Schneider's grappling with the revelation that he is the literal Antichrist prophesied by the Bible, and his decision to align himself in with God in the end times. To date, over 30 million copies of the manga have been published, despite the series having been on hiatus since 2010. While Netflix's Endeavor will be the first serial anime adaptation of Bastard, the series was previously adapted into a 6-episode OVA in 1993. Look at that. Can never defeat a smart, handsome, popular main character. Uh, minute you showed up with that face, your death was inevitable. Oh boy. Anyways, are you excited for the latest news on Netflix's anime adaptation of Bastard? Um, Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. Alrighty then. I'll get ready to move on to the next article here. May have to step away for a moment. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to need to step away for a moment. I'll be right back, but I'll leave you guys some music to entertain you with while I'm gone. Alright, I'm back. Uh, we all seen yet? Nope. Check real quick here. All right. So, anyways, getting moving on to this next article here. Netflix's live-action One Piece reveals casting for 6 more East Blue characters, including Mihawk and race-swapped Nojiko. Now, I've been watching One Piece, so I kind of know who some of these characters are. Nojiko was basically um, Nami's like adopted sister, basically, on that island. So, um, article by Spencer Baculi published yesterday. Anyway, so do this. Netflix has announced further casting details for its live-action One Piece series, unveiling the actors who will portray 6 more major East Blue Saga characters, including Shishi Bukai Dracul Mihawk and a race-swapped version of Nojiko. There's Nami and Luffy from Episode 7, Epic Showdown, Swordsman Zoro versus Acrobat Kabaji. The latest update on the live action adaptation of Oda Eiichiro's um, legendary manga came on June 6th as part of the Netflix's Geeked Week, a week-long event featuring numerous announcements, trailer drops, and previews related to the streaming platform's upcoming offerings. Sharing an image featuring the headshots of 6 new cast members, Netflix Geeked declared, quote, "Meet the newest cast members joining One Piece." And I guess those are the names right there. And of course, I don't know any of those names, but I don't really care anyways. According to the image, these new cast members will include Alexander Maniatis, who I guess portrayed Adrian in Aaronsville as Claude Horde, real name Kuro, a former pirate captain turned butler, um, encountered by the Straw Hats, who seeks to kill his sickly charge in order to inherit her fortune. Yes, this is during, of course, Usopp's portion, introductory arc. Stephen Ward, who portrayed Chaz in Vagrant Queen as Dracul Mihawk, the cross sword wielding Chichibukai, whose um, pure might, being inspires, whose pure might being inspires Zoro to aim for even greater heights as a swordsman. Now, Kiro, of course, in the anime, in the dub of the anime, but in the Funimation dub, I know was voiced by Kent Williams. Mihawk, um, can't remember off the top of my head who Mihawk was voiced by. Let's see. Craig Fairbrass, who portrayed Dan Sullivan in EastEnders as Chef Zeph, the restaurateur who served as Sanji's adoptive father and taught him everything he knows about the culinary arts. Of course, in the um, in the anime, his English voice was provided by Grant James. Animation dub. Langley Kirkwood, who portrayed Walter Buckley in Warrior, as Axe Hand Morgan, the tyrannical Marine captain, father of Helmeppo, the first villain encountered by Luffy and Zoro and their initial teaming up. I don't remember who voiced this guy. Newcomer Celeste Lutz as Kaya, Usopp's number one fan, and the aforementioned master of Claudore, who hopes to one day overcome her illness and become a doctor. In the Funimation dub, she was, of course, Carrie Savage provided her voice, and Chioma Umeala, who was Io McKindle in Yasono as Nojiko, Nami's protective older sister. And I know it was in the Funimation dub, it was Tiffany Grant who provided her voice. Huh. Let's see if we have anything here yet. Yeah. Oh, nothing. Hello, you fool, I love you. Wanna join the joyride? Join the joyride, yeah. Huh. Anyways, getting back to the article here then. Netflix also shared a behind the scenes look at three of the series ships: the Straw Hats Going Merry, the Alvida Pirates Miss Love Duck, and Chef Zev's Barati Restaurant. As hosted by Monkey D. Luffy actor Inaki Godoy, alongside showrunners Steve Maeda and Matt Owens. Take a tour inside the massive sets of One Piece. Okay. Further, this casting announcement also came with a massive update to the series' IMDb page, wherein it was revealed that in addition to Oda himself, the live action One Piece would be executive produced by Becky Clements and Marty Adelstein, both of whom served as producers, the former for the entire series, and the latter for the episode Cowboy Gospel for Netflix's previous Cowboy Bebop ad. Oh, goody. Yeah, let's bring in a producer of something that just totally flopped. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. It should be noted that the apparent race swapping of Nojiko was done under supervision of Oda himself, as alongside the previous announcement of the show's main cast, the mangaka assured fans that he was, quote, working with Netflix and Tomorrow Studios on the massive project that is the Hollywood live action series adaptation of One Piece, unquote. Quote, how many years has it been since it was announced, right? Unquote, joked Oda. Quote, I know, but rest assured, we've been making steady progress all along. It's not easy when you're working with people from different cultures, unquote. He continued, quote, but it's precisely that process that can yield something special. For now, we're able to announce the main cast. Rather, we need to hurry and announce it, or else it'll be leaked. Especially, apparently, hilarious. Laugh out loud. I guess alluding to some of the leakage that's been going on of late. Turning to the Straw Hats themselves, Oda gushed on each how actor embodied their characters' quote face, the size of their mouths and hands, their aura, the way they carry themselves, their voice, their acting skills, their height, the balance amongst the Straw Hat crew, etc. Unquote. Quote, we decided on this cast after numerous discussions involving people around the world, unquote, added Oda. Quote, these are the who will be our Straw Hat Pirates. It'll take a bit more time to get this show done, but we'll continue to do our best to deliver a show that we're confident will be enjoyed by everyone around the world. Look forward to more updates in the future. Unquote. What do you make of the latest live action One Piece casting announcement? Let us know your thoughts on social media. Well, I'm just hoping that Oda didn't race swap Nojiko from like basically peer pressure or. I hope that he didn't succumb to pressure from them. Oh, you have to have more representation. That's the only thing I kind of hope. And here's the last anime article we're going to be going over. I know there's a couple more that have come up since I made my decision, so I decided to just push them back to tomorrow night. So, Hey, Studio Pero begins streaming classic anime on YouTube. First series include Osomatsu Kun and Magical Angel Creamy Mommy. All right. Those are some interesting titles there. Article by Nerdigans published yesterday. Veteran anime studio Pero, which of course is the same studio that gave us Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach. I believe Naruto was done out of there, among others. Um, has launched a new YouTube channel where they plan to stream a variety of their classic series. Here's a pic from Magical Angel, Kunimami, Eternal, Once More, 1984. The animation studio responsible for bringing such series as Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, and Mr. Osamatsu to the small screen, Pero announced their new endeavor on June 1st, celebrating the channel's launch with a video celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hikaru no Game anime adaptation. Alongside the celebratory video, Piero also uploaded the first episode of their very first anime production ever, The Wonderful Adventure of Nils, an adaptation of the 1906 novel of the same name by Swedish author Selma um, Lagerlöf. Quote, one day, Nils, a mischievous boy who often picks on farm animals, upsets an old fairy, unquote, reads the synopsis provided by Piero. Quote, the angry fairy casts a spell on Nils and Carrot, his pet hamster, making their bodies smaller. When the animals see what has happened, they start to take revenge on him, unquote. Quote, to avoid the bullying, Nils and Carrot jump onto the neck of Molten, an earthbound farm goose who has dreamed of flying to the haven of migrant birds with wild geese, unquote. It continues. Quote, ignoring the scorn of the wild geese, Molten, with Nils and Carrot on his neck, flaps his wing wildly and with great effort takes off for the first time. With his new companions, Nils is about to start off on a spectacular adventure. The studio plans to continue uploading episodes of The Wonderful Adventures of Nils until all 52 have aired on the channel, with each episode being made available to stream for free for 2 weeks following its initial upload. Afterwards, episodes will only the first episode will be permanently available. Another classic series set to be streamed by Pero include their 1988 anime adaptation of Osomatsu Kun, the comedy manga series' second anime outing in total, whose first episode was added on June 3rd. According to the studio's plans, the comedy series will upload one new episode a week every Friday for a total of 12 episodes. Like the wonderful adventure of Nils, the first episode of Oso Matsukun will remain permanently hosted on the studio's YouTube channel, while subsequent episodes will only be available for 2 weeks after their premiere. As described by Pero, Osomatsu is the eldest of incredibly mischievous sextuplets. Um, his brothers' names are Ichimatsu, Karamatsu, Sairomatsu, Toromatsu, Jushimatsu. The six boys have exactly the same face, the same hairstyle, and the same outfits. They even talk like the same. Unquote. Quote, this is already confusing enough. There are more eccentric neighbors around the house. Unquote, they explain. Quote, Chibita, Osomatsu's very short friend, Iyami, a sarcastic man with buck teeth, Decapan, a fat man wearing a big pants all year round, and Rerere, a strange man who holds the broom all the time. Those unique characters bring topsy turvy confusion in the town. Oh boy, look at that! Look at that thing coming out of that guy's mouth. Also on the offer will be all four of the studio's magical Angel Creamy Mommy OVAs, themselves an adaptation of Pierrot's 1983 original magical girl anime Creamy Mommy, the Magic Angel. Quote, Yu is a precocious 10-year-old girl who likes Toshio, a boy 3 years older than her. Unquote, reads the synopsis of the series from Pierrot. Quote, one day, Yu runs into aliens that has been in troubles with their damaged spaceship. In appreciation for helping them to repair the spaceship, aliens give Yu a magical stick with one condition. She must keep it secret. Otherwise, she would lose the precious power. Unquote. Quote, in order to attract Toshio, Yu decides to transform herself into a 17-year-old attractive girl. Explains this. This sounds very similar to another. It sounds a little bit similar to Fancy Lala, which came out later. Very similar presence. Actually, Fancy Lala and Full Moon Sagashite, both of them. Um, Very similar in theme there. Quote, you, with a 17-year-old figure, happens to be discovered as an idol singer and makes her debut as Creamy Mommy. Toshio starts to be attracted to Creamy Mommy, but not you herself. Yeah, isn't that always the case? Yeah, you got one personality that's a 17-year-old, pretty much almost adult looking girl, and then you have the 10-year-old little girl. So it's like, which, yeah. At least I got another like. That's good. All right, so let's see. Oh, we got two people in here now. Yay, two people. Okay, so as I shall continue on with the article here. Set to drop every Friday throughout the month of June, the OVAs will release in chronological order, beginning with Magical Angel Creamy Mommy Eternal Once More's upload to the channel on June 3rd, which was this past Friday. Quote, 2 months after Creamy Mommy's final concert, rumors began to spread that Mommy was making a comeback. And if that wasn't surprising enough, Tachibana starts a, in small quotes, big project, and that seems to have something to do with Mommy's comeback, unquote, summarizes Anime News Network. Quote, as word of Mommy's concert reaches the public, Yu doesn't believe it. Yu, Megumi, Toshio, Midori, Kidokoro make a plan to get to the bottom of it, unquote. There's followed by Lovely Serenade, essentially in smaller quotes, a concert film featuring the show's songs set to a montage of clips from the original anime. Next up will be Long Goodbye, which, according to IMDb, finds, quote, Shingo is planning the film, in smaller quotes, a story of two worlds, unsmaller quote, starring Megumi, end quote, and that's, quote, Yu's transformation into Kumami is happening without her wanting it, unquote. Quote, she is asked to star in the film too, unquote, as the synopsis, but the magic doesn't last, quote unquote. Let me see. And of course, if you have anything you want to add to the conversation or ask about, feel free to do so. And finally, Curtain Call, a musical OVA featuring, as detailed by Creamy Mommy fan site Creamy Mommy Magical World, quote, 4 new songs with a final duet of Creamy and Megumi, unquote. Quote, the video editing contains images of the series and other OVA, but also exclusive images, unquote. The fan site additionally notes. Beginning in July, Piro will also stream the classic 2000s anime Ghost Stories. Um, However, unfortunately for fans of the infamously hilarious English dub, the series will only be uploaded in its original Japanese form, which is probably the case because this is the original company that's doing this. So my guess is, for those of us who are dub fans, we might as well not even bother because none of whatever they upload is not going to be the dub version. And the funny thing is, Ghost Story is actually one of those where the dub version actually ended up being more successful than the original. So, um, quote, because of the sudden death of her mother, Satsuki Miyanoshita, Minoshita, as I was recently corrected, I guess, moves into her parents' hometown with her father and younger brother, Keiichiro. Satsuki and Keiichiro transfer to Amanokawa Elementary School where their parents used to study together, unquote. Quote, on the first day, they go into an abandoned building located in the back of their school without knowing The building is known as the Haunted Hall among the locals, unquote. They continue, quote, there they find a diary that used to belong to their deceased mother, unquote. Quote, according to the diary, the ghosts have been sealed up inside the great tree in the woods behind the school, unquote. The studio's synopsis concludes, quote, but the woods are now being cut down for estate development, and as a result, the ghosts have been set free. Satsuki, Kiichiro, and their friends set out to seal up the ghost one more time. And this is one of those series where, during its initial run, Ghost Stories was not all that successful in Japan. So when Funimation got the rights to do it, they basically gave Funimation permission to do whatever they want with it. Hey, look, this wasn't that great of a show, so you guys knock yourselves out. Do whatever you want with it. Pretty much what happened. Um, hello, you fool, I love you. You want to join the joyride? Join the. Anyways, getting back to this. Additional titles are planned to be announced at a later date. Further, Pierrot's upload schedule will see new videos added every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. So that would mean, let me just think back. So there's about 16 hours, at least 16 hours between them and here in California, which would be like 13 hours on the East. So 6:30 Japanese Central Time. So that'd be like, I believe, 2 p.m. So if it's 6:30 Japanese Central Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, be I believe it'd be like 2:30 p.m. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday here in Pacific Standard Time where I'm at, which would be like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Are you excited to check out Pierrot's archives? Which of their classic series would you like to stream? Let us know. Well, if they were having the dubs up there, I might. um, but I know that's not obviously not gonna happen. But anyways, so now we're done with the anime portion and we're just past the hour mark here. Done with the anime portion of the series. So now we'll get onto the comics section. Go over to CBR. I'm actually going to need to step away though for a moment. As soon as I get this all set up. All right, so turn on some music here. Entertain you guys while I step away. I'll be right back. Just got to step away from the computer for a moment. Be right back. All right, I'm back now. Um, you were sticking here with me. We'll now get into the comic portion. In fact, I need to just do one more thing here. No, all right. So with that, uh, alrighty then. So let's get into this. So here's the first of three comic articles we're going to look through here. Titan sexy spy thriller Gun Honey returns for a new season exclusive preview. Um, CBR has an exclusive preview of Titan Comics Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1, which releases in August from Charles Ardai and Ong Hor King. Article by Brandon Schwer, published 13 hours ago. That's quite an interesting picture there. CBR has an exclusive preview of Titan Comics' upcoming Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1. Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1 comes from writer Charles Ardai and artist Ong Or King. Published by Titan Comics Hard Case Crime imprint, the new series is a continuation of the four-issue Gun Honey series, which launched in September 2021 from Ardai and King. The synopsis for Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1 reads, quote, with weapons expert Joanna Tan, the legendary Gun Honey, quote unquote, off the grid, recuperating from her last job, a vengeful rival takes her place and frames Joanna for murder. On the run from Malaysia to Milan, from Montana to Monaco, um, can Joanna catch up to her ruthless enemy, or will she catch a bullet first? Unquote. Here are some of the images from it. Yeah, that one picture almost looks like somebody just dumped some kind of solution on her or something. Everything from her arms, and she puts her arm up here, some of it's dripping onto her head there. Even her gun has got some kind of. And the next thing over, of course, she's got a towel on her head. I'm guessing just getting out of the shower after cleaning up the mess on the previous panel there. uh, oh, here are some more panels. Hey, RJ, Woody. I'm here just working. Oh, okay. I hadn't seen much conversation going on, RJ, so that's why I chimed in with you there. Yeah, so now we're getting into the comics portion of the gun honey. Ah. Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1 features cover and variant cover art by Adam Hughes, Stanley quote unquote Art Germ Lau, Robert McGinnis, Joseph Michael Linsner, and Romaine Hugault. Cosplayer Tabitha Lyons is also featured on the cover that runs across all 4 issues of Gun Honey Blood for Blood #1. A special foil variant of Hughes cover is additionally available exclusively online and limited to 500 copies. Quote, the response from readers and collectors to the first Gun Honey story arc was just tremendous, and I couldn't be more excited to bring Johanna back for a new adventure that will push her to the very limit of her abilities, unquote. Ardai previously said about the series' return. In addition to Gun Honey, Ardai is known for 2004's Little Girl, 2007's Songs of Innocence, 2008's 50 to 1, and 2009's Hunt Through the Cradle of Fear. He wrote and produced the sci-fi television series Haven, which ran from 2010 to 2015, and was based on Stephen King's The Colorado Kid, and wrote a 2016 novel based on Shane Black's The Nice Guys. He's both won and been nominated for a number of awards, including the Edgar Allan Poe Award in 2007, the Ellery Queen Award in 2015, and more. Let's see what we got here. Any more said? Nope, nothing more. And just in case, I'm pretty sure you guys have, but just in case anybody in here hasn't as of yet, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be very appreciated. The first 4 issues of Gun Honey, which is being adapted into a television series by Pillar, Segan, and Double Vision, are currently available from Titan Comics. The synopsis for the first issue reads, quote, when a gun smuggled into a high security prison leads to the death of dozens and the escape of a brutal criminal, notorious weapons smuggler Joanna Tan is enlisted by the U.S. government. Find the man she set loose and bring him down, unquote. Gun Honey, Blood for Blood, #1, hits comic shops on August 24th. We go with that one. 2 more to go through here. Let's see. 2 more articles we're gonna go. So here's our next one here, which does have kind of a SJW feel to it, supposedly. Yeah, RJ, if you're still here, you're gonna probably want to stick around because the article after this is gonna be on Grant Morrison commentary he gave. So. Anyways, Ian Churchill's Marine Man returns with a UN World Oceans Day 2022 message. Ian Churchill's Marine Man turns in a new cover spreading a message in support of prevented ocean plastic for June 8th UN World Oceans Day, which I guess is tomorrow. Ian Churchill's Marine Man returns to stand in support of prevented ocean plastic this UN World Oceans Day. Churchill's Marine Man was first published by Image Comics. Steve Ocean Marine Man is now making a return in a new cover to help spread the word about prevented ocean plastic and to encourage people to choose recycled plastic in an effort to prevent pollution. Quote, I created Marine Man because of my love of comic books and the ocean. So to have him prominently supporting this effort to protect the oceans and prevent plastic going beyond the beach so it can be recycled and felt like a natural fit for me, unquote. Churchill said, quote, this is exactly the kind of thing Steve Ocean would be doing if he was a real person, unquote. Maybe he probably would. Let's see. Wow. I'll know not to buy this book if I well, I'll know not to buy this book if I want a comic because if I want to be lectured, I want to be lectured out by an environmentalist. I can go straight to the news channels. Yeah, yeah, Woody. I have a feeling that that's going to be a lot of people's reaction to this. This comic's probably not going to sell all that much. Nobody. I doubt very seriously that people are going to spend their money to be lectured to about the environment. So, anyways, supplied by Bantam Materials, Prevent Ocean Plastic is high quality, award winning recycled material collected from coastal regions that are at high risk of ocean plastic pollution. The material is used by brands all around the world, including Lidl GB and Group Guillaume, identified by its triangular logo, which of course is the recycle logo, I believe. Prevented ocean plastic has stopped over 1,000 tons of plastic from reaching the oceans every month. Prevented Ocean Plastic also released a short YouTube video encouraging people to choose recycled plastic this UN World Oceans Day, which is June 8th, which is tomorrow. Quote, if we don't stop this bottle now, it will be too late. Too late for marine life, too late for recycling, unquote, the video reads. Excuse me. Quote, we're so happy Ian Churchill and Marine Man are committed to partner and act with Prevented Ocean Plastic as UN World Oceans Day, unquote. Bantam Materials Director Rafi Shier said, quote, choosing recycled products is so important as it ensures recycling has already happened. By preferring ocean bound plastic, you are protecting the oceans and marine life, reducing CO2 emissions, cutting the need for more virgin plastic, and supporting people working in materials collection in developing countries across the world. Thank you to all the fans and followers of Ian Churchill's Marine Man for supporting this good work. Unquote. Uh huh. Yeah, watch the this comic bomb drop like a lead weight in the ocean. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Marine Man concluded its six-issue run in 2011. The series follows Ocean as a marine biologist and TV presenter who becomes an aquatic superhero who protects the planet's bodies of water from a host of threats. The Prevented Ocean's Plastic Marine Man cover shows Ocean and his team saving the world from a massive plastic monster that has emerged and is making its way to the sea. Marine Man fans and those who share his concerns about ocean plastic can sign a pledge to choose recycled this UN World Oceans Day by visiting Prevented Ocean Plastic website. So we got one more article to go through. There's a Grant Morrison article. Doing something real quick here. About to go through the article. Hey, Code 66 Gaming. Hodman Selfish. All right. So, anyways, all right. Grant Morrison explains how the comics Hollywood connection is unfair to writers. All Star Superman and Batman Arkham Asylum writer Grant Morrison tells CBR about how the Hollywood comics connection can be unfair to writers. An article by Brandon Schwer, published 10 hours ago. I think that's supposed to be Luthor, the big head there. All Star Superman and Batman Arkham Asylum writer Grant Morrison told CBR about how the publishing industry can sometimes be unfair to writers when their work is being adapted by Hollywood. In a CBR exclusive interview, Morrison was asked about their thoughts on how comic book publishers can improve their relationships with writers and if writers are getting enough credit from publishers, especially when their creations are being used in film adaptations. Quote, I think honestly there's been a kind of a breakdown in all of that, unquote, Morrison answered. Quote, I think most of us who created characters for comics and have subsequently seen those characters turn up in movie adaptations, well, honestly, we don't really get much remuneration for any of it. I think it's not the way to do business. I think the comics always tend to lose their best people because of that, unquote. Morrison started working in comics in the late 1970s and early 1980s. They were hired by they were hired by Marvel UK in 1986 and wrote strips for Doctor Who magazine before getting their first continual strip in 2000 AD in 1980 in 2000 AD in 1987. Morrison began working for DC shortly after, where they initially worked on Animal Man and what eventually became known as Arkham Asylum, a serious house on Serious Earth. They have also worked on so I guess Morrison's a they instead of just a he or him. Oh boy. Their grammar stinks here. Stinks to all heaven. I've also worked on Doom Patrol, Batman, Justice League of America, and All Star Superman for DC, Marvel Boy, and New X Men for Marvel, and many other titles over the past decade. I would think it should be he or him, but I guess he's one of these people using the they pronouns. Oh boy. Or maybe it's just this writer, but I guess we'll see. When asked about the current state of the comic book industry, Morrison said, "Quote: Honestly, I'm not reading enough of them anymore. DC still sends me a comp box of collected editions, so I kind of see some stuff after the fact. I read the DC Pride anthology the other day, which had a lot of good stuff in there, but otherwise, I've just not been following them. So I don't think I'm qualified to talk about what they're at right now, where they're at right now. It just kind of makes sense. He's kind of out of the loop, as it were. Morrison is currently publishing a new Substack newsletter, Xanadon, Xanadunum, Dunun, um, which they use to break down myths about the publishing industry and share thoughts about creating more recent comic titles. So either Morrison himself is using the they them, or it's just this author. That is not grammatically correct, though. However, and share their thoughts about creating more recent comic titles. Quote: The whole Xanadunum, Dunan, obviously it's a big thing. Unquote. Um, Morrison explained, quote, I'm doing 2 posts a week pretty much. The way it pans out, ultimately it's telling a big complete story. I'm kind of doing this month collage thing as a 24-page science fiction comic. It's all based around that. I go into this notion of fragments and and collage and the way that life can be presented just by selecting bits. Morrison is also publishing his first novel, Luda, which goes on sale September 6th. So there we go. So that's all of the articles I have for you guys tonight. Xanodoom. Xanodoom, yeah. So that's all the articles I have for you guys tonight. Of course, we do have a little bit of wrestling wrap up to go through. Just WWE, as you all know, last night was the Raw, the of course the Raw right after the Hell in a Cell pay per view. So some things of note coming out of that include apparently Edge being kicked out of the Judgment Day faction. Um, with Finn Balor joining, but of course people are questioning why Finn Balor didn't just join last night at Hell in a Cell, but that's going on. Um, Basically, in a move to kind of write him off television, um, the WWE had Seth Rollins fake, an act of respect towards Cody, only to have him attack Cody. Because as I mentioned yesterday, Cody suffered a complete separation of his pectoral muscle on the right side. And for those of you who've either seen the still shots or maybe were watching the pay per view yourselves of last night's Hell in a Cell, there's like a big bruise on the right side of his chest there. Nasty looking too, like totally black. Got maybe some red right here, but in the armpit. But I mean, he really did something to it. So, and then they're also one of the other angles they're playing up is Becky Lynch's frustrations at not regaining the Raw Women's title and relegating herself to the 24/7 title, apparently. So those are some of the major news that came out of Raw, and then one other major WWE news bit that came out as well is John Cena should be making his return at the end of the month here as he's celebrating 20 years with the WWE. Um, so he's gonna come back for a little while, away from his movie career to celebrate 20 years. And they've been teasing a possible match between him and current United States champion Theory. Whether or not Cena will actually win the title itself or not is unknown, but they've been teasing that for the last couple months. So let's see. And that's pretty much all of what's going on. I'll probably have some more like AEW news tomorrow night. Um, with what's going to be going on Dynamite tomorrow night. And of course, today here in California, well, I already voted over the weekend. Took advantage of early voting, but today California is one of I think 6 or 7 states that's actually having its primary. Having its primary today. Oh yeah. So with all that, then, I'd say it's a good time to maybe start winding things down a bit, unless anybody has anything they'd like to add to the conversation or ask about or anything like that. If not, then then we might get into history here pretty quick. Let's see. Anything new coming up there? Let's see. Give it to about minute 35 and then start doing this day in each history. So, Mary, what's a worry? Let's see. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Chucky chuck 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 chuck. Wam bam 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 wam booey. Hong Kong Fooey. Terrific. All right, so an hour 35 here, so I guess it would be good time to start winding down and to do this day in each history. I hope everybody had enjoyed the content tonight. We'll go ahead and start winding down a bit here. Then, you just go ahead and review some stuff real quick. 2017, 1972, and then 2002. All right. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this day in niche history. History! All right, so on this date back in 1972, Rick Martel made his professional wrestling debut. I don't know what show it was from, but it was just basically what it came down to is um, his brother, he made his professional debut at the age of 16 when his brother Michael, who was also a professional wrestler, asked him to replace an injured wrestler. Martel was already a skilled amateur wrestler and quickly adapted to professional wrestling. So on this date, 50 years ago today, Rick Martel made his professional wrestling debut, thanks in large part to his brother Michael. So, so there's that. Rick Martel, you all may remember from his time in the WWE as the model, or even earlier during his time as AWA World Champion. So, there we go with that. See, moving on to the next piece of niche history. As on this date in 2002, Kim Possible would make her premiere on Disney Channel. On this date, 20 years ago today, Kim Possible would premiere on Disney Channel. Of course, the character Kim Possible um, being voiced by Christy Carlson Romano. So on this date, 20 years ago today, on Disney Channel, Kim Possible would make her debut. And getting ready to continue on here. One more piece of niche history here to look at. As on this date, 5 years ago today, the fifth and final issue of Baltimore the Red Kingdom from Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date 5 years ago today in 2017. So on this date, 5 years ago in 2017, Baltimore the Red Kingdom from Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date for $3.99. It was 28 pages. Oh, there you go, guys. There you go with that. So that's all I have in terms of content for you tonight. I thank everybody for being here. Now, don't forget, of course, Friday we're going to be continuing our historical look back at comics history. We're going to be looking at comics that went on sale from Dell in February of '39. will primarily be reading out of Crackerjack Funnies number 10 and the comics number 11. As in the case of the comics number 11, that was the final issue of that particular book. So we'll also be looking at large feature book from Dell. Just doing some summary work on that, as well as Super Comics number 10. Just kind of looking at a few notes real quick. So, and Batgoat should be with me then. Let me see. Anything else? And I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. And I'm just waiting for the next, let's see, 139.52, 139. So, hour 40. All right. So, guys, I thank you guys, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bye.